conspiracy to commit murder.
All right, you're locked in here to the Midwest Mayhem.
I still always want to show up, and that's just, I have not lost any passion for the job.
Welcome to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast with your host Tyler and Lockie. This is where small town stories, wild headlines, and real conversations come together. We also shine a light on first responders, veterans, and on mental health. Because every voice deserves to be heard. This is the Midwest Mayhem Podcast.
I've been an open book about mental health.
Medic
from a federal prison.
Your fake leader hiding behind the title.
Let's go, girls.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast. I am your host, Tyler, and in studio with me today is my good co-host,
Lockie.
And we also have another good friend of ours in studio with us today, Mr. Justin Barton from the San Francisco County Sheriff's Department. And the amount of stories I could tell about this gentleman, I tell you what. So we've got both of them in studio with us today. Lockie, this is our first time back in 2 weeks.
I know, it seems kind of weird. I've missed it.
Did you have a good turkey day?
Actually, I did. I spent it alone.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Marie and I didn't spend it with anybody we cared to be around besides our parents, so.
And then I went to work, so.
Well, I had to work the weekend of Thanksgiving, so plowing snow and ice and whatever Missouri else decided to throw at us.
Right.
So. But we got a really good guest with us today. I've been really excited for this episode. Justin, you're going to wrap this season out with us here. This is our final episode of season 1.
And I think it's really awesome because we're all Bartons.
Yeah, we got the Barton trifecta.
Yes.
We're not
and we're
anywhere
probably
related somehow that we know of.
Maybe we're the 3 most rotten Bartons of the bunch. I'm not sure.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I might claim Lockie, but Tyler.
I know. I don't know. He's one of those Bartons.
So Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you two? So the 3 of us have served together in one way or another over the years. Lockie's an EMT. Justin's wore about every hat in the public service industry you possibly can. I was a fireman for 10 years on Irondale, and we've ran quite a few calls together over the years, and we got a really good relationship between the 3 of us, and I'm just really glad we get to do this today. So Justin, thank you so much for being here. Before Justin ever joined the fire service, he gave me a hard time, and he kind of thought I was a nerd. Is that right?
You deserved it a little bit.
Okay, there we go.
He always tries to play the victim card with everybody.
He does.
Oh, they picked on me.
I am a victim. I'm always a victim, especially with you two.
Dude, I remember that Mustang in high school.
Hey, you can't knock the Mustang or the illegal Screaming Eagle. I miss my old Explorer. However, he's, like I said, he's worn nearly every hat in the emergency service field, and we're going to get into some good stuff today. So I'm pretty excited for you being here, and let's get into it. How's that sound?
Thanks for having me, guys. Let's go.
Let's do it. So we're going to kind of kick into who you are and where you're from and all the things you've done in the time of since 2018 when you got all started in this. So tell us who you are.
Man, I lived in Irondale most of my life. Somehow I claim that. Not sure why. Got every sibling you can imagine. Just my family is massive, and the firehouse kind of was my way away from that and calmed down for a minute. I joined Leadwood in 2018. My dad was on Leadwood in like 97, 98, somewhere around there. He was on for a few years. He left. Josh Akers talked me into joining Leadwood.
Shout out to you, Josh. You're a good feller.
It was like 2 weeks after my 18th birthday. Joined Leadwood, and that became my only personality trait for a very long time.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was everything. I'd call out of work to go to fire calls, miss work because I was asleep from running calls all night, leave work to go run calls. I mean, I was working at Country Mart, and my manager knew the beep of my active from across the store, and he's like, well, Justin's clocking out now. He's leaving.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I've been there, done that. As a matter of fact, you and I have called out of work together, and I'm pretty sure we've missed work together. So
yeah.
The Bonterre fire, you, me, and Maria ran that one. We were on our way to work and turned around, went back to Irondale, got the truck, and went to Bonterre for the old shoe factory. Is that what it was?
I believe it was. down on Southwest Main.
Yeah, where we laid all that LDH. Maria still talks about that.
Yeah.
You had her roll it, they were laying it back on the truck. It was, she's still pissed about that, but nevertheless, what drew you to Leadwood? Was it Josh?
It was Josh, and then my dad doing it, before I was even born. He was right out of high school and started, and thought it sounded fun. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Yeah, I like helping people, but the adrenaline's a lot more fun.
Very.
Well, and we've kind of talked about that on the two sides of fire service. You're either that love, go in, interior attack stuff, or you want to take care of people and do the medical side of it.
And
So
I enjoyed the medical side. I went through EMR late 2018, right after I started. Ended up going through Iron County's EMT program. EMS is not for me.
And you know what? I appreciate you saying that, because that's one of the things that we kind of talked about. They love to take your money, but if the shoe doesn't fit, I don't see a problem with somebody saying, hey, that's really not your thing. But I think it's better to find it out before you do get in there and do it. So
Now, Lockie, I don't know if you remember with, the age and such, but you were one of my instructors.
well, I was just in the presence. I really was
You
not
instructed
important.
a couple classes.
Mhm.
That's scary.
CPR. I was a CPR instructor.
Are you still certified?
I am finally just a regular CPR person. I kind of snuck in, and because it was renewed this month, and I have to change because it's different than what it was at Iron
Mhm.
County. And so I slid in just as a regular CPR. I'm just a BLS provider, and that's it. I do
So you
not have
can't
to
instruct
it.
anymore, damn
Nope.
it.
No. And it does not hurt my feelings.
No, come on. You know you like bossing people around. Well,
Yes.
yeah, okay, there we go. That's better. So, Justin, you joined Leadwood in 2018. I'll never forget when I figured out you were on Leadwood. I seen you on a scene, and I was like, there's no way in hell that is Justin Barton. I'd run down the hallways leaving school to go to calls, and it'd piss every other kid in America off because Corey, me, Levi, all of them got to leave, and Justin, I'd see him either later that day or the next day. You nerd!
I had to let you know.
Well, so anyways, I seen him on a scene, realized that was him, and then about a year later, maybe a little.
It was probably April or May.
It was around that time.
You guys were doing a controlled burn right next door to my mom's house.
And that's where it all kicked off.
I pulled up to mom's, and I had to bully you a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, why don't you come join? I did it, and here we are.
So you joined Irondale in 2019. What drew you to coming to Irondale? Was it me? Was it what we were doing that day? Was it?
In part, it was to join with you, and I needed more adrenaline.
Good answer.
Leadwood was always Potosi House 6. We were always going to Potosi.
That's we've not heard that one.
And I just wanted to do more than go sit at House 1 and twiddle my thumbs for 5 hours and then get a bottle of Gatorade, get sent home, just to do it again 3 hours later for the next fire. So
Been there, done that plenty of times. For those of you who don't know me or Justin or Lockie here, Justin and I served on Irondale Fire Protection District, a little town outside of Potosi, Missouri here. For those of you who don't listen in this state, because we have listeners in Utah now. I got a message the other day that was really cool. That is a little town outside of Potosi, Missouri. Population of like 325 or something like that.
man,
Not very many.
that's doubling down on a couple people.
Yeah, yeah. So when Justin started, I was a firefighter at the time, correct?
Yeah, you were a firefighter whenever I started, and it wasn't a few months later whenever you were testing for lieutenant.
So then I got lieutenant, and a year after that, I became captain, and Justin tested right after that to become my lieutenant. So we served as officers together for 2 years, 3 years, somewhere around there.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah. So we have some background, and we were good friends in school, and even though he gave me a hard time, but we're gonna continue on down the line. So you were in the fire service, you were on Leadwood, you're on Irondale. You finally become a Washington County 911 dispatcher. How did that work out?
He got name dropped by Brandon Hall, and I'll name drop him too. Cody Davis. He was still captain whenever I joined at Irondale. He was working full-time at Washco 911. And you and Cody talked me into going and talking to Bill. Went over there and applied. Got hired. I worked at Washco 911 for just shy of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember my first, like, real 911 call. I walk in, sit down. They plug me in with Cody, of all people. And it wasn't 30 seconds. Phone rings, he answers. This lady's like, "There's a goat in my yard." Okay. He's like, "You gonna do something about it?" He's like, Sure. Send a deputy up there. He's like, "Yep, it's a go tonight. I'm done."
And that was your first 911
That was
call?
the first 911 call I ever.
I was like sitting here anticipating. I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be really
It's
good.
gonna be something crazy in it. No, it was a goat.
That's about every third house that I've ran calls in Washington County is a
Right.
goat. In fact, I had one. I thought it was going to knock me down the stairs. So you really had me excited that it was going to be something cool. So
Nothing cool there.
no, just a goat.
So at the time you start working at Washco 911 and take 911 calls about goats, and I don't even want to know about what else. But you were also on 2 fire departments, so how did you balance all of that? That's a lot. I mean, I've done it, so I know how. I kind of know how, but how did you do it?
I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't. I would run Leadwood calls, run Irondale calls, sleep for 45 minutes, go work a 12-hour shift, get off, get a call on the way home, go run that call, go run another call. I didn't balance it. I didn't sleep. I stressed myself out to the max. 19 years old, and anybody will find their way to a little bit of alcohol here and there, and started drinking a lot.
Yep.
That seems to be our go-to.
A lot. And I finally cut that out way too late. And I stepped back from Leadwood a lot. It was 20 minutes from my house at that point. No sense in driving like a bat out of hell to go sit at Potosi House 1.
Yeah.
So I finally hit the point of very burnt out at Washco. I was working 140-hour pay periods. Just what else is there to do,
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I don't think Justin's our first dispatcher, correct?
Yes.
And I don't think people understand that job. And, and what they don't understand is it's basically like it is on the ambulance. It's, oh, here's your headset. You're going to sit and type a little bit and talk. And then, oh, yeah, push out, you're on your own. And they don't realize how much goes into that job. And dispatch is mad respect for those people.
For sure.
It's a big issue with a lot of first responders. They're like, well, dispatch just sits in there at a computer. Yeah, you do sit in there at a computer. Washington County, we were dispatching every agency in Washington County, every agency in Iron County. We had Sullivan Fire in Franklin County for whatever reason. And, Washington County and Iron County are not that busy. I thought it was busy because that's the first job that I worked. I went to St. Francis County and 75 calls a night that I was handling at Washco. We were we're slammed.
Mm-hmm.
Go to St. Francis and 75 calls is 6:45 and our shift starts at 6.
Well, and that's one thing that people don't understand about the dispatch aspect of it. You all sit in there, because at my job right now, we've had to play dispatcher too for a little while. And I will sit for 8 hours and stare at 5 screens. And I have people calling. I have the community paramedics giving me I have to give them a trip number. And it's overwhelming.
It's physically, there's nothing to it.
No.
There's no different than what I'm sitting here in a chair talking. it's a big mental tax.
Yes, it is.
Especially some of the calls, you know, a lot of calls are silly. The goat in the yard, just random calls, but on the calls that are actually a little serious, that you don't get anything out of it. You don't
Nope.
know. You can only hear what's happening, and the last thing you hear is, you know, arrived at hospital.
Yeah. Well,
you don't know anything further than that.
And I know for me personally, there are times I would rather be physically exhausted than that mental exhaustion.
100%. The mental exhaustion, whenever I was working at dispatch and I finally kind of stepped away from the fire departments, took time to myself, I could get off work at 6, get home at 6:30, 6:45 I'm asleep. 5:30 that evening, I'm waking up getting ready to go to work. My days off, same, like all I did was sleep.
Well, and that's your body. I mean, you have to. That's one of the biggest things I've learned. You have to listen to your body, and
I've only ever worked night shift. I
and
worked
that
night shift.
fucks you up. That's the weirdest. I mean, when you switch going and doing the snowplow stuff.
In the last week, I have worked 2 nights of night shift, had a day off, so to speak. I slept a couple hours, woke up, so I could then go back to bed to go right back to work the next day and work my day shift job.
I've worked night shift for 6.5 years.
I never thought about that until you just said it, but you've literally worked night shift since you started at Washco.
Yeah.
You've never had a day shift job.
I worked day shift at St. Francis County for maybe 2 months. They put me on an overlay, which was supposed to be set 10 to 10, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. And that was like 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Monday, noon to midnight Tuesday. Come back Friday, you're working night shift. Saturday, you work night shift. And they're like, hey, we need you in at 2 p.m. today instead of 6 p.m.
So do you prefer the night shift?
I do. In my job now, I do. If I was still at dispatch, no. I would want to go to day shift.
Yeah.
I'm not a daytime person, really. Waking up is not something that I'm very good at. So, especially those 2 months that I was on day shift at St. Francis, we had to be there at 6 o'clock. 5:59, I'm stepping out of my car. And I'm supposed to be, logged into everything, clocked in. It was a dead sprint inside and get to the computer and relieve whoever was coming off.
Well, and I think just some of us are night people and day people.
See, I can do both. I don't prefer night shift, but like in my job now, I don't have a choice. If they call me, we worked until 10:30 the other morning. They let us go home. I came home and I tried to sleep for a little while. I think I got 2 hours, and then it was back for 12 hours at night in a dump truck full of salt, driving down a back county road. You can't see 2 foot in front of your face because it's snowing. But night shift's just not my favorite. I'll work it, but I don't care to.
I think I prefer night shift. I don't know. The older I've gotten, it's a little bit different for me, but I'm a night, kind of like you. I like to be out at night. I was always that way, even younger. And I don't know. And I know as far as being an ambulance driver, driving up 270 at 2:30 in the morning is a lot easier than
so much better than
noon
2:30 in the
on a
afternoon.
Monday.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
And I don't know, you get to nighttime in our county sometimes are interesting anyway.
It
Good
is
storytelling.
The Gulf.
I was lucky enough. My girlfriend works night shift too. She works night shift and works the same rotation as me.
Oh man, you're even there.
You lucked out on that. That's
pure luck.
hard to come by.
It's great. So me and Jenna have the same days off. She works every other Tuesday that I'm off, but just the way the ambulance district rotates it.
Yeah.
But it works out perfect because we're both relatively on the same sleep schedule. I don't know how she does it. She sleeps for 47 seconds and she's rip-roaring, ready to go start the day. And I'm like, I need about 6 more hours and I'll think about starting the day.
Well, and I know I had a mid shift before I went to the MIH program, and we would work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we worked 4 days, I guess, and then we were off for 4. But I mean, not very often did I leave at 8 p.m. and then you were right back in to start that 12-hour shift.
She's working 1-to-1 right now.
Yeah.
And
Well, and it's that 1-to-1 I think would be difficult because you can't really start anything.
I've been begging her to go back to 7-to-7, but 1-to-1 is good. She can get the kids ready for school.
Yeah.
She can spend time with the kids on her days off. So
Yeah, and that's the important things that you can
Absolutely.
worry about. Because
Yeah.
being a first responder, you don't have a normal life like everybody else. You work when they need you to work, and that's about it. Now, I tell you what, look, I will talk about this boy's dedication. When he first joined Irondale, he had a Ford Taurus that did not have power steering.
oh yeah.
Good Lord.
And this boy, 2 o'clock in the morning, would drive from his dad's house or wherever he was at to a call with no power steering, and this thing was like turning a tank. It was terrible.
You don't need power steering at 70 miles an hour. That belt's spinning fast enough.
It was something else. I will never forget that car. But I figured I'd tell a funny story. You know, it's Justin.
You know, I miss that car. You could be driving down the highway and just rip the keys out of the ignition. You could throw them out the window. Just keep going. Stop it, shut it off, turn it right back on.
That's crazy.
I actually had one like mine. Of course, that was forever ago. It was a Skylark, and you could take the keys out of the ignition and stay running. You could turn it off, turn it back on without keys. It was awesome.
Is that the one you had to hand crank back in the day?
It was Fred Flintstone. I had to use my feet.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, we'll continue on down the list before we get too carried away here. I can't talk today. See, we take 2 weeks off. I forget how to do this. So when you transitioned to St. Francis County, you said they were more busy. What changed for you other than just speed?
So the pay was the biggest thing for me.
I can imagine that.
Whenever I started at Washco, I was making $11.50. I left Washco at $13.15 and started.
And see, that just blows my mind.
I started at St. Francis at $13.50, and I thought I was racking them up.
You were hot shit, were you?
I was highballing $13.50.
7 years ago, when I started at the waterproofing place in St. Louis, I was making $12 an hour driving 70 miles north, and I thought I was hot shit. So 7 years ago, that was decent money.
Yeah. The pay was a fantastic reason to leave. I left in the middle of COVID.
Ugh.
Yeah. So my grandpa had passed. December 10th of 2020 from COVID complications.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right after that. I was like, everything was downhill for me. I was like, you know what? Fuck this place. I'm out. I'm going to go work somewhere else. So I applied at St. Francis. I started January 4th, I believe it was. At that time, I was on Leadwood, Irondale, and Potosi Fire. I was living out on Pond Creek Road.
I forgot about that.
I was on Potosi too. That was impossible.
Yeah.
I love Potosi Fire. A lot of the guys over there are fantastic. That was too much. Dispatching them and then running the calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of Potosi Fire.
And it was just, I had too much going on. And finally I quit Potosi after, I bet I was only there 6 months. I was like, nope.
Not today.
Not doing it. But I went to St. Francis, and they at that time it was just St. Francis County and St. Genevieve County. That's all we did.
Pretty straightforward.
Loved dispatching fire EMS. That was my favorite thing to do. Dropping first alarms like crazy. Got to the point where, as you can imagine with St. Francis County, for every 500 EMS calls you dispatch, you might get to dispatch a first alarm and get Dave Pratt to cancel it because it's actually just a trash pile in the front yard. But I could say all those trucks, I got that little spike of adrenaline, if you could believe it. And I was like, all right, yeah, good enough, whatever. On to the next one.
I can only imagine how hard it is to sit behind a console, drop tones for a first alarm, and you're not able to go outside of this room that you're sitting in.
Especially whenever I was dropping first alarms and I'm dropping a Leadwood first alarm,
Yeah, no
and I have to
kidding.
listen to all my Leadwood guys go to it, and my Irondale guys go to it.
6812 Central.
And it was just sitting there like, man, this is dumb. I could be doing that right now, and I'm sitting in this chair. That drove me insane most
I
nights.
can imagine.
Well, and I think too, no one responding also would be like,
Oh,
where is everybody? Why are they not responding? You know?
I would drop like, it's volunteer. Pretty much everywhere is volunteer around here except for Farmington. I drop that first alarm, and I'd second page it. Immediately, I'm picking up my phone in between pages. I'm like, listen here, you motherfucker. I know you're
Yes.
not busy. Get your ass on that truck.
I got a couple phone calls when Justin worked. Matter of fact, Justin one night thought he'd be hilarious and do an all call for everybody, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Lit everybody's tones up and dropped all of them. Oh, sorry, that was accidental. You remember that? 'Cause
I do. I did it specifically for you, but my partner at dispatch at the time was like, you do it to one. Everybody's got to get it. I was like, fine by me.
Line them all up and
Drop
drop
them all.
Yeah. Anytime if I didn't answer my phone while I was at work, he'd drop tones. I always knew when Justin wanted something because he'd drop tones for something.
Answer the phone when I call you.
Yeah, it's like having God watching over you at all times, just wherever you're at. So you were on Potosi, you quit Potosi, and you quit them before you became lieutenant at Irondale, correct?
I did.
So you quit Potosi, and then you test out to be a lieutenant on Irondale. How did that work out?
That was the most stressful test I have ever taken in my life, and I don't know why. Because in all reality, I loved being a firefighter.
You were a damn good one.
But I was seen as kind of the senior guy at 22 years old. I've been doing it for a minute. The only person more experienced than me was everybody that was above me. All the other black hat firefighters were just, they looked up to me. They'd call me, hey, what do I do?
And that seems to be the theme. And I think it goes back to that volunteer fire department. They don't have, Brett, my son, is 24, I think. But at a very young age, he was already into that.
And that's a struggle in the fire service, being our age. You and I both know this. Being our age and having, especially if you have somebody, and you know who I'm talking about when I say this, when you have somebody that's been on a department longer than you've been alive, and then comes and joins your department, they have a problem with you having any kind of...
There's a big lack of respect. I get it. You've been doing it longer. Lived in this town since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
All the people know me. I know where I'm going. I know who I'm talking to. There are very many times I walk into a house. I'm not even asking names. I'm not even putting addresses in GPS.
You know right where you're going.
I see the address pop up on active. I was like, oh, Bob's house. All right, let's go.
Let's go, Bob.
And you know what you're going for without it even coming across in the active.
It comes across on active as a stroke.
Mhm.
He's not having a stroke.
Right.
He's diabetic and he hasn't eaten today.
Right.
Get him some juice and let's get out of here. Yeah.
Well, and that's and I think we've talked about this before, being an older one late into the game of this field. I have yet to have a supervisor that's older than me. And I'm talking like they could be my child, potentially grandchild, not really, but definitely a child. And I've never had an issue with the younger ones with an attitude. And maybe I'm just being partial to you guys because I've yet to see any of you guys that are younger in charge act like little assholes or think you know everything.
It's because you love us.
Well, and maybe it is. Maybe I am blind by that.
I'll be honest. There were points where I was an asshole.
Oh.
But as a lieutenant, it's a leadership position.
It is.
I try to be respectful. I try to I'm not going to tell you to do anything I'm not going to do myself.
Justin, I love to hear you say that.
And my big thing as a lieutenant was I'm not going to say, hey, go do that. It's grab my coattails. Let's go. You better keep up.
Yep.
We're going to go do this and you're going to follow me through it. I don't know what the switch was from the day before I promoted And the day after I promoted, there was a gigantic switch. That helmet front turned white, and all of a sudden, like, all these people who were calling me and like, hey, I don't know what to do, are, for lack of a better term, just straight up disrespectful. And sometimes I gotta be like, hey, I get it. It's volunteer. I'm young. You don't like that I'm in charge now. You gotta listen. Like,
And you and I both faced that there.
At the end of the day, like, I got promoted. I tested for it. Chief said, look, you got the brains for it. You got the leadership skills for it. I'm willing to promote you to put you in charge of these guys whenever I'm not around or Tyler's not around.
Well, and I don't know, too, you guys, and of you kids that I know that started out young in leadership, you had the passion to do it. You didn't mind, like you said, you didn't send anybody out to do anything you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And that is...
I'd be rolling hose with the juniors. Like,
right.
It sucks. Gotta be done, though.
Right.
Somebody's got to do it. And it helps those juniors who are coming into it. And, you know, they don't know what they want to do.
Right.
So I guess a better question would be, what did being a lieutenant mean to you?
I saw it as a chance to actually be a leader and show my guys, you know, you can lead from the front, and more of an upfront training and just having that extra responsibility of being in charge of training the juniors, like passing my knowledge on. What little I had. Zero book knowledge. I'll say it now. Only street knowledge. I do not learn from looking at a book. I learn by doing it.
He was the gangster. The street gangster of the firehouse.
And like Tommy said, I do some cowboy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Should I have? No. Got me hurt a few times. But it was fun. And whenever I became lieutenant, I was like, man, now I got all these people looking at me as an officer.
The cowboy shit kind of stops.
I should probably stop doing that.
Although the best...
So I just made sure they weren't looking and did it. But if they were looking, I was like, all right, guys, that's not safe. Actually, let's not do that. Wink, wink. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure I got a couple phone calls after that wink, wink a couple times. However, the best part was when Justin and I would catch a truck with it just being me and him because we had nobody watching us and we just did our own thing.
Oh, man.
It was great. If we wanted to go inside of a house we weren't supposed to go into, we did it. We probably shouldn't have, but we did it. But
definitely shouldn't have. There's a few trailers that had less than a floor that we were crawling over beams just to
do it,
to say we did it.
Yeah, Justin got suspended on a fire call out in Caledonia one time.
Worth it, worth every second.
Man, that was I'll never forget that.
I told a particular fire chief in Iron County to go fuck himself. Not gonna say who it was, but he earned it. I'd still do it to this day. I'm not even active in the fire service anymore. I'd still do it.
That's the best part about this. Like, we're not in it anymore, so now we can kind of like reveal.
The bad part about that was I was on an Irondale truck, but Leadwood was there too. I got suspended from both fire departments.
That is true. I forgot about that. You did get suspended from both.
Ryan was like, look, bad enough. Now you need to call Chewy. I'm like, shit. Oops.
Oh, those were the days. Well, never to say the last, man. I'm really glad we got to serve together. I'm really glad we were officers together. I feel like we grew together. We argued a lot. It was like we butted heads a lot. I'll tell you that right now.
Definitely, but I mean, it didn't matter how often we fought. At the end of the day, it was like, hey,
we got a job to do. Let's do it.
You know, we were showing up on calls together, and I'd want to reach across the doghouse and hit you in the face, but at the same time, we're like, coming over for dinner tonight?
That is true. I'm pretty sure that happened a time or 12. Because before I met Maria, I lived on my own. Justin basically...
Well, you lived with me,
well, yeah,
but
so
I just slept in a different house.
Yeah. Justin basically lived at my house, and when it was time to sleep, he'd go somewhere else. Although he did sleep in my front yard one night, but that's a whole nother story for another time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, let's get on with this. I want to jump right into this because this is a very important thing that I want you to discuss with us, and I want you to be open. I want you to go as far as you want to go with it. I don't want you to feel like we're prying at you, but I want you to feel safe in the space that we're setting in right now. Lockie, would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So, we're into that part of the podcast where every first responder has that one call that never leaves them. Lockie and I have discussed ours on here on many different episodes. Without breaking privacy, what's that call and how did it stay with you?
So, I can truly say there's a few.
I was going to ask if you,
Oh, yeah.
because
So,
of all the different hats you've worn,
You've
you
had a
can't, I'm sure, just say one.
Yeah.
and I'll be completely honest with you. Obviously, there's been fire calls that have messed with me for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, I've worked through that. Law enforcement, I really haven't been doing it long enough to have anything really bother me like that.
That's a good thing.
Dispatching, I took a 911 call in Mineral Point. Mom called. My baby's not breathing. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for 4 months. Like, how do I handle this? Start giving CPR instructions, get everybody dispatched over there. EMS gets on scene, one of the deputies. So Washington County split into zones. They got North Zone, South Zone. The South Zone car was in Belgrade.
Yep.
And, I mean, he was there way faster than at that time I would have been comfortable with. As a cop now, I'm like, okay,
I get it.
not that hard to drive like that, actually. He gets there. It was a North Zone call, but, a baby not breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going. I don't care what you're doing. You're sitting on the toilet. You better pinch it off, and
Exactly. Yep.
you can take a shower later.
Drop
Pull
your
your pants
cock,
up.
roll up your socks type of deal.
Yeah, get over there. After that, ambulance gets there. He's there. Fire department's there. My supervisor is like, hey, why don't you go down to the gas station? I was like, I'm good. I literally just got back from the gas station 10 minutes before this call. He's like, not asking you, telling you, as your supervisor, go to the gas station. He's like, I don't want to see you back here for 30 minutes minimum. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. I go down to the gas station. I wish I could remember that lady's name at the Gulf.
Talking about the older lady?
Yes.
I'm friends with her on Facebook. I'm
That-
trying to think what her
That
name is.
woman is a saint. I sat there and talked to her for an hour.
She always had a scanner on the counter there.
So whenever I walk in there, she's like, I heard you dispatch that call. And I was like, yeah. I got to take a little break. She's like, I get it. I sat there and I talked to her. I probably drank 2 44-ounce sodas just sitting there, like, sucking them down, trying not to cry. And I left. And as I'm pulling out of the Gulf onto High Street, I see the North Zone deputy running code past me. Like, oh, they got another call. Going the wrong direction. Like, she should be coming from Mineral Point, not going toward Mineral Point. Whatever. No, she was just responding to the call with the baby. I have never felt such a seething rage in my life. It stuck with me both. A baby died. Literally, it was sudden empty. Laying in bed, sleeping, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing anybody can do about it. And then just like the lack of care to.
Okay, so I'm gonna interject here and do my
The devil's advocate.
kind of.
She's good at it.
First of all, it bothers me that supervisor said leave. I'm hoping there was a little bit of a conversation.
So it wasn't like a.
Get out of here, Justin. You need to chill out, or
It was. I had dealt with a few calls that I thought were quite difficult at that time. I worked with him. We had an officer-involved shooting. All the officers were okay. But whenever I'm dealing with stressful scenarios, I don't like hovering. I don't like people, hey,
Yeah.
you okay? Everything okay? Like, go away. Let me do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back. I'll be good. Let me work through it. And he knew that at that time, and it was, go do your thing, go handle this, come back whenever you're ready.
Well, and the reason why I brought that up is that that's one of the things that we talk about. I don't think sometimes people understand how to do that, and that's where I've noticed that we just don't have the training to do it. And I'm not saying that it's like a training thing, but it's like in this job, you do it, you drive back, you restock, you do it again, you drive back, you restock. We don't stop and just think about it and talk about it.
Yeah, there's no time to decompress. You know, I take a call and I have to sit there and listen to Grandpa scream and cry
Right.
that Grandma's dead on the floor, and there's nothing he can do about it. And then I get off the phone and somebody's calling because their neighbor's dog's barking. Like,
So why do you think you were that angry? Why did that piss you off that she was taking that long to get there?
in my mind, at that time, there is nothing more important than that. Nothing in this county is going on right now but that.
Mhm.
What is more important? Why? It does not take an hour and a half to get from anywhere in Washington County to Mineral Point.
Right.
So what is going on here? Why are you so delayed?
And I think that's part of when we are dealing with stuff like this, we don't think about how maybe someone else, because, and like I said, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I know you well enough I can do this. You know, in my mind, and this is after the shit that I've had to deal with, was she delayed because she's a mom and didn't want to walk in on that?
Mhm.
You know, there's so many things now that I think about that I didn't think about before, because that's how I was. I was like, what the fuck? You mean you took 10 minutes to get here? 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's why Tyler and I are doing this, to talk about it. And we're definitely not paid professionals, but to educate people, to know that, I mean, we have a different setup. I mean, telling the story absolutely breaks my heart. And I'm doing my best not to cry, because it bothers me, because you kids shouldn't have to be in these situations.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine the dispatcher side of it, because I have 2 screams that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. And I can't imagine sitting there for 12 hours, your 8 hours, whatever shift and hearing that and knowing you cannot get up out of that seat, and that you are sending somebody else that you're hoping is going to take the responsibility to get there. And because you know how much time it took for Potosi Fire to get on scene, you knew how much time it took for Ambulance District to get on scene. You knew those things.
Yeah, and it's something. I dispatch calls in Mineral Point all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Mineral Point's not exactly a slow retirement community.
No.
And I just knew, like, you can get to Mineral Point fast from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It looking back now, I'm a little more understanding, but it's still something that I'm like,
Right.
come on.
And then,
Especially as a cop now, working in St. Francis County, like, there's nights call to call, and while I'm on the way to calls, I'm handling calls on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, it might take me 40 minutes to get from, Knoblich to Goose Creek, but that's 40 miles
Yeah.
right.
of winding roads. Where's the hustle? People call 911 for a fast emergency response.
Well, and one thing that I've always told people, it is their emergency.
Yeah.
You treat it as such. You get there, it's not an emergency.
That's to determine whenever you get there.
Exactly. but you treat that call, it is their emergency. You treat it as such.
Yeah.
Like you said, you pinch it off.
It's not your job to determine what's important.
Exactly.
It's your job to go there and take care of them.
And I will have to say, I do not know who this woman is, but she was where she needed to be. She recognized that you needed someone to talk to, and that is just beautiful in itself.
So,
Great lady. Couldn't. I'm trying to remember her name. I got to look on Facebook. Well, I can't remember what her name is, but I'll get to looking later.
I can't remember it for the life of me. I was actually just thinking about it the other day. Just couldn't.
You know who she loved? She was a big fan of Donnie Sanderson.
She really was.
I'm pretty sure she had a crush on
Donnie is actually who I was working with that night.
old Donnie. Shout out to you, Donnie.
And you know, that one got to me. And then everybody knows Lane Burns. I was friends with Lane Burns. I was working that night.
And for those of our listeners that don't know who Lane, can you kind of give us a background?
So Lane Burns worked for Bonne Terre Police Department. We dispatched him to a disturbance. We sent him and his partner, Garrett Worley. They got there immediately, were ambushed. The guy, he just walked out and started throwing rounds. He ended up killing Lane. He shot Garrett in the leg. And I'll never forget Richard Mackley going on the scene. He just went on scene, and you know, we send him to 100 disturbances all the time.
It's normal.
And it was at the Motel 6 in Bonne Terre. You know, oh boy, another disturbance.
Fine establishment.
1017 Highway K. I ain't even got to get the cross streets. You know where it's at. Get over there. And Doug Graham's working law one. Send him over there, and just Mackley never went on scene, really. He never directly said Central and 23, which is on scene. The sound in his voice when he keyed up, he said 304 Central, they're down. And I am not kidding, from the moment that he keyed up until 6 a.m., the only time the phones rang in that building was other officers calling in. We did not handle another administrative or 911 call the rest of the night. Another 6 hours. Nothing. It's almost like the county knew.
Not to bother you.
So I was working fire and EMS like I always did. And I snapped on the air evac employee that answered the phone.
And that's okay.
So I know you guys are familiar with Bonne Terre.
Mm-hmm.
So right across from the Motel 6, it was Bonneville at that time.
Real classy place.
And it very. There was Homestead and like the Save-A-Lot subway parking lot, whatever else is in there. So I had air evac landing. I was trying to get air evac to land at Homestead and Arch, which they were flying out of Farmington at that time, to land in the subway parking lot. I'd already contacted Arch. They were like already in the air on their way. And I told the air evac employee, she's like, are there any other aircraft inbound that you're aware of? I was like, yes. Arch 10's going to land parking lot next door. She's like, that's dangerous. We're going to have to wait. We got to wait for them to take off. And there was no filter, no thought process. I said, listen, bitch, you're going to put that fucking helicopter down in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, excuse me? I was like, tell them to be in that parking lot when I tell them to be in that parking lot. She's like, I need to speak with your supervisor. I was like, you don't want to.
Yeah. No.
And I finally, I stopped for a second. I was like, ooh, that's going to be a ride up. I need to talk my way out of this one. I was like, look, we have 2 officers down. They're both in critical condition. I need helicopters, and I need them now. I'm sorry I was rude to you. Will you please tell them to land there? She's like, we'll do it. Thank God. I had every ambulance in St. Francis County but one there. And that one ambulance they're going to end up covering the whole county. I was going to be hollering for J-Pad and St. John and Madison and Washco, but I had one truck at least. I told Dave Pratt, I was like, look, I got both helicopters coming. Better shut Northwood down. You better shut K down, which K was already shut down. There was
because that was like
8,000 patrol cars.
That was after midnight, wasn't
it? So 24 minutes after midnight.
Okay.
Is whenever it was called out.
Well, and I think too, I'm sure most of the listeners know the situation and the Bonne Terre police. If I'm not mistaken, was that the first officer-involved shooting death? But
I believe it was the first death, but not the first.
No, not the first shooting. I know that, but I'm pretty sure
was a little
death.
Trigger happy
It
back
was,
in the
well,
80s and 90s. So
there were several of them, yes. But
It was probably Lockheed.
Tennessee v. Garner was kind of a suggestion at that time.
But that's what I don't know that if people know Bonne Terre. I mean, that was a big, huge thing because I was working that night in Iron County.
That was a huge deal. And Lane and Garrett were both staples in that community.
Yeah.
If you lived in Bonne Terre,
mm-hmm.
you knew Lane by that silly fucking beard he had.
Right.
Down to his belly button. He looked like a caveman, but and finally get the helicopters on the ground. I've got Arch on one side, Evac on the other. I believe it was Arch took off first. And they're like, well, we're not Mercy St. Louis. Like, sweet, one of them's going.
Mm-hmm.
And then that one of the ambulances are transporting Parkland Bonne Terre. It's like, somebody's dead.
Or they're not stable enough to go past Bonne Terre.
You don't take a trauma like that to Parkland and Bonne Terre. Somebody's dead.
Yeah.
I knew it immediately. I knew it wasn't one of those like, oh, he just got grazed. I was like, somebody's dead.
Mm-hmm.
One of the deputies escorted him over there. He's told me, he's a supervisor now at the sheriff's department, but he's told me, he's like, I don't think I had brakes left. And he said the ambulance was on him the entire time. Just following him up there, coming to the parking lot, don't even hit the brakes, put it in park, it'll stop eventually. Get out, escort him inside. That night, so the big issues that I had, as a shift, everybody on my shift, Doug, Ashley, Ricky, Brody, like, we were very tight-knit.
Mm-hmm.
That was my family away from my family. And we all had each other. We gave each other time. At that time, only Ashley smoked. Everybody had a cigarette that night.
I know, that's the truth.
Ashley went outside to smoke. She came back in and she handed the pack to Doug, and Doug walked outside and smoked him a cigarette and walked back in, and I was like, my turn.
Yep.
Give it on over. And I don't mean to dog on people. I went outside and I called the girl that I was dating at the time, and I was like, hey, I don't know who. I know Lane and Garrett got shot, and I know one of them's dead. And I'm bawling. I'm crying like crazy. And she goes, you woke me up for that?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hung up. I was like, I'm smoking too. Sorry about it, Ashley. I'll give you $5. And go back inside. I found out that Lane had died on the news.
Wow.
The administration knew that it was Lane. They knew that it was Garrett that had gotten on the helicopter and went to St. Louis. Nobody had the spine to tell us that it was Lane that had died.
Do you think they did that to protect you to finish the rest of your shift?
I think there's priorities over finishing the shift.
I will,
and
I'm not going to. I will refrain from. I'm going to agree with you.
I'm not going to name names, but there's a lot of people lacking spines that are in in places that whenever something like that happens, you need to protect your people. I get it. There's a county. Emergencies don't stop.
No.
Emergencies don't stop for nobody. But at the end of the day, if you don't have people willing to answer those emergencies and get the right resources there for them, you don't have a 911 center.
Because you're a human being too.
And, you know,
You're not just the warm body that sits in that chair.
yeah. After all that, we had a little debrief. One of your future guests, Adam Wells, came in and talked to us, and his big thing was like, look, everybody's an adult here. You can have a drink, but don't have the bottle. Sorry, Adam. Didn't listen to you, buddy. I didn't just have the bottle. I went home. I don't know how I made it home. I don't remember anything past starting my car and then shutting my car off. Like whatever occurred in between, red lights, stop signs, whatever, who cares? I don't know. I didn't get pulled over, so couldn't have been too bad, right?
Mhm.
Get home and I wake her up again. I'm like, hey, I need you right now to talk to me and just be like, hey, you don't even gotta say anything. Just listen to me. She's like, why do you keep waking me up for this? Stop crying. It's not that big a deal. And I'm very big on like, I'm not a name caller. I don't call names to my partners. And yeah, I did that day for sure. Called her a few choice words. Am I proud of it? No. But I did it. I'll own it. Whatever. And went back to work next night.
Wow.
That I got off at 6 a.m. I was back in there at 6 p.m.
And that's where I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I don't understand it. And you cannot expect people to do that and then be like, oh yeah, they're okay. Just have one little sip of this, or I understand if you start smoking or whatever. No, you don't do that. And that's, one of the things, and I know I'm so bad about doing this and I apologize, but my situation with figuring out that administration didn't give a fuck was a call I had. And Dawson and I couldn't even go to sleep that night. Because I knew what I was going to see and hear.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody called and offered to come in and, well, actually, I lied. Brett did. My son offered to come down and work for me. But no one that got paid the big bucks.
And that night, people did come in to help. Other dispatchers came in to help.
Yep.
Because they knew.
They get it.
Even though they themselves had not gone through that moment, they're like, my people
Need me?
My people need help. They just went through something awful. Let's get them help. And for that, I am more than appreciative. At the end of the day, that's not their job. And, the thing that really sent me over with all this. So Lane's funeral was on a Saturday. So we worked all that weekend. We were scheduled Friday, Saturday, Sunday, night shift. Lane's funeral was I believe it was at 2.
Was it that late in the afternoon? Because it was at a Mac.
It was like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
It was at Mac in the gymnasium.
Yeah.
As a favor, we got to get off at 4 a.m.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So we go get a few hours of sleep before we had to go to the funeral. Sorry, no, his funeral was at 10 a.m.
I remember getting out there because I went straight from work to...
And they were leaving for the burial at 2 is what it was.
Yeah.
We had to be back at work at 6 p.m. that night.
Wow.
And be back the next night on Sunday as well. They ended up, I believe it was Highway Patrol hosted like an official dead set debrief. I was still on swings. I was working that at 10 to 10 mid and bouncing around everywhere. The debrief, it was at like noon. So, they could have scheduled me for 2 to 2 or night shift or
just have the day off. Bereavement.
That's a crazy idea.
I know.
It's kind of crazy.
God, that makes so much sense.
I had to be at work at 10 a.m. that day, so I didn't get to go to the debrief.
Wow.
Well, and so let's take just a second, if you don't mind. How did that debrief? Was it beneficial? If you could go back and tell these people this is how you need to do it, or this is what would have been helpful, how was the debrief for you?
I didn't get one.
So you didn't even get to go?
I had to work at 10 a.m.
You're fucking kidding me, Justin.
I had to work at 10 a.m. I couldn't go to it. So the people that were on night shift at that time, they went to it. They told me that it was extremely helpful to kind of bring them back to reality of, this happened. This was our friend. This is how we need to cope with it. This is how to make things better with this.
Wow.
So kind of leading out of that, St. Francis County Sheriff's Department took over for volunteer people. They were working.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Anytime anybody would go on duty, they go on duty handling volunteer. I don't think anything of importance happened in Bonne Terre in the week and a half, 2 weeks that the Sheriff's Department was out there.
Yeah. Well, it was devastating for the community. It really was. I mean,
so, everything happened. We're starting to cool off. It's been week and a half. 2 weeks to the day. To the day of Lane getting shot. I don't think I'd been at work for 30 minutes. Answer a 911 call in Deloge. It was I'm pissed off. I was like,
join the club, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. This is a 6-mile line and you ain't even close to being at the front. He's like, I'm pissed off. I was like, okay, what's going on? He's like, what you're going to do is you're going to send a couple cops over here. I was like, okay. Yeah. Duh. He's like, they get here, I'm fucking kill them.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
did you remember that?
I do remember that, yeah.
And I was like,
matter of fact, him and I talked about it not too long after it happened.
That was so
I was like,
tough.
I kind of broke for a second. I was like, listen here. My friend just got shot and killed 2 weeks ago.
You think
and you're going to do this shit now? You think you're fucking funny? And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, okay, I got to talk this guy down. Amping him up. He's actually going to try and kill one of my fucking friends again. I can't do that shit again. I get him down and he's verbally willing to go outside, just kind of stand in the street and give up pretty much. Just talk to the cops instead of shooting at them. And so where he lived, he was about a block and a half down, last house on the road, a dead end street. And we get this call. This is fresh after Lane gets ambushed. This is an all call. Everybody's going.
Yeah.
So one of the Deloge officers kind of rolls by. Just, he's a block and a half up, running perpendicular to him. The guy sees him out his window. He's like, all right, motherfucker, you thought I was playing. I heard him load a gun.
So you were still on the phone.
I'm still on 911 with him, trying to talk him down. Tell him.
I wish people could see how Tyler and I are sitting here listening to this.
He's telling me, my wife left me, all this stuff. He's like, he at one point said, I'm too big of a coward to do it myself, so I'm going to make them do it. And I'm going to take them with me if they can't do it.
Suicide by cop.
And I was like, all right, I'm talking him down. I get him back down again. And, when the officer keys up, he's like, since we're stacked up in the street, we're moving towards the house. We're going to start giving commands. It's like,
here we go.
and dude looks out his window again. He's like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's do this.
Now, I'm going to pause you for just a second. How did you feel in this moment? You are literally in the middle you're in the wall between your officers and this guy on the phone.
In a sense, I've listened back to that call recording and
I couldn't do it.
No difference in how I'm speaking now versus then. I was just flatline, level, I'm having a conversation, but I can tell you my mind was anywhere but that conversation. I was like, oh God,
So-
what am I gonna do? Like, I couldn't handle it the first time, and it's only been 2 weeks. You think I'm gonna be able to handle it now?
Yeah.
So can I ask you, did you go back and listen to your Lane call?
So we listened to bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to listen to a majority of it, and I declined that. I did not
I think
want to
that's,
do that.
I mean, I,
And
I listened back to my radio traffic on the EMS channels and the fire channels.
because I think that's where you can take that, oh, I should have done this. Why didn't I do it that way? Why didn't I say it this way? So I'm glad that you chose not to do that.
That was a big issue that I had just listening back to my radio traffic.
Right.
And the EMS supervisor that night, she came up to me. It had probably been a month later. She's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Jeez,
What did you do?
what I fuck up now?" Good Lord. She's like, "I don't know how you did it." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "You did I didn't ask you to do anything. You were already doing it."
Well, I will have to say, because at the time I had connections, pretty deep connections there.
Yeah.
And I was told, I mean, you were complimented by several people of how you handled it.
It's very appreciated, but in that moment in time, I was like, yeah, it's my fucking job.
well, and I can tell you this: I talked to your supervisor that night. I didn't talk to him that night, but a couple months down the road, I talked to Doug because Doug and I are good friends, and Doug Graham could not say any more better words about you or his crew that night.
Mhm.
He said, "If I had
Pawpaw, that man, he, on a regular night, he was just kind of a sit in the shadows and observe.
I've seen Doug Graham on a fire scene. I can only imagine working that night."
And, you know, that night, I seriously don't think there was a word said between anybody in that dispatch room,
But it was like you were having full conversations.
but everything was getting done. I didn't have to ask.
But it is so weird when that happens,
a
honestly.
well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
I didn't have to ask anybody for anything, because as soon as I was like, man, I need to do this, I look in the CAD and the note's already there, like contacting so-and-so. I was like, shit, on to the next one. And as
Yeah.
soon as I'm like dialing the number for the next person, contacting, I was like, all right, guys, like, fuck, I'm going to do something too. I'm here too. Might as well do something while I'm getting paid.
Well, go ahead, Tyler.
Not to sidetrack you from your story, but I do want to finish that because I feel like you're telling it so well. I feel like I'm sitting in that 911 room with you. So we'll get back to that. But go ahead, Lockie.
Well, and that's, I think so many times, because I've been in the dispatch center, and I mean, it is the same way at the ambulance district. We will be completely like a bunch of 14-year-old boys carrying on, running around, yelling, screaming. And the minute something hits that's serious, it's like it's totally different people.
Yeah.
It just happens. And that's one of the things when you do this job, the people you work with, they are your family.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen. You know who's going to go where and whatever. And that's what it sounds like happened that night.
And you know, with the incident in Deloge, I'm still on the phone with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're stacked up moving down the street. And
What does stacked up mean? Because I'm not
so they're lined up, guns drawn.
it's like tactical gear, and the shields
they're-
and all that.
Well, it's St. Francis County, man. There was.
I'm thinking SWAT.
I think
so-
there was two. Well, this is patrol guys that are just like, "Look, we're here. We ain't waiting on Jefferson County SWAT to get down here."
Gotcha.
So you know they're moving down the road towards this guy. They're giving commands. I can hear them in my headset. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. At that time, I did not know that this gentleman was in a wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
He had rolled down his porch into the middle of the street. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, "Hey man, put the gun down, put the gun down." And I don't know what it was. He's like, fuck it. And I hear pop, pop, pop. I was like, oh. And I flip my mic up. I'm like, "Hey Doug, they just shot him." Flip my mic back down. I'm like, "Hey man, put the gun down." And I'm giving the guy, like, I'm telling the guy, put the gun down. I can hear them all yelling and running up. And finally somebody calls out shots fired over the radio. And what I know now, the guy had a like one of those Crossman revolver BB guns.
Oh, wow.
No orange on it whatsoever. It looks like you're pointing a 357 at somebody. And he raised it up, and they...
When you're that's what they're trained to do.
He got triple tapped.
Those are neat words.
I got off the phone, and everything kind of calmed down. We got everybody where they needed to be. People were starting to clear the scene. Highway Patrol's coming in for the investigation, you know. And admin walks in. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? And I was like, you better find fucking coverage, because I'm leaving. Like, no, you're not. You still have a shift to work. I was like,
nah.
Fuck you. Here's my headset. You work it. You sit in here and deal with this shit. My friend just died 2 weeks ago, and I was on the phone with this guy whenever he got shot. I'm leaving.
I can't even imagine saying you still have a shift to complete.
I told him, I was like, I'm leaving, and I'm not finding coverage. He's like, well, you got to find somebody to cover your shift. That's not my job. I'm a dispatcher.
No, it's not.
I'm not a supervisor.
I pick you.
And so
Tag, you're it.
Yeah.
I left. I was like,
good for you.
You fire me, whatever, suspend me. I don't fucking care. I cannot do this. I cannot mentally handle this right now. And
did you say that? Did you say that you could?
I told him, I was like, I cannot do this. I can't.
Because I think that's another thing that we fail to do sometimes, is say, I am not in the mental state to do this.
And you know, I didn't elaborate, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, like, hey. And that shift, like, we were all such a tight-knit group, but God, if something bad was going to happen, it was happening whenever we were working. Train derailments, plane crashes. We had an officer, I still have the bracelet to this day, Pete Underfirth. He worked in St. Genevieve City.
Yeah.
We sent him to a peace disturbance. Some guy was revving his motorcycle. It was, hey, quit doing that. Pulls up to the house, gets out of the car, goes to walk up, talk to the guy. Guy throws a Molotov cocktail at him.
Yeah.
That's the guy that got burned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I was working that night.
Good Lord, man.
Well, and it always seems to be there's always at least one crew that has just this shit magnet.
If it was going to happen, it was happening on our shift.
Yeah.
The other shift, you know, they'd have bad calls, you know, people dying and stuff like that, but not to the just extreme level. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a period where somebody was making bomb threats at Walmart and at North County schools.
Yeah.
Guess who was dispatching? This guy. It just like, if something was gonna happen, I was working.
You were a black cloud.
It was that way at Washco too. Also involved shootings, you know, infants dying, bad vehicle accidents, bad house fires.
So, and I'm sure, I know we complain about that we go off the script, but usually we cover our stuff.
We're kind of covering everything without doing it.
Yeah.
In between all of this, at any point, did you speak to a therapist, psychiatrist? Did you get medication? Did you drink a lot? What did you do?
What was your crutch?
So.
And you don't have to be.
I'm gonna be as straightforward as I can and
Okay.
still make sense whenever I do. At that time, and still a little bit to this day, I struggle with talking to a therapist about things that happened at work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you went to school, you got a college degree, you don't know fucking shit about somebody's brain laying on the sidewalk or walking in and finding grandma dead. Like, you don't get it. It's not something that you've experienced, and I can't fault them for that, but I'm an asshole.
No, but there needs.
I can't.
Yes.
You know.
But there needs to be a therapist for us, because that's my first time was great. I got to hash out all the childhood bullshit that I needed to deal with and whatever.
Oh.
But then it was to the point of, okay, I need next level. And I actually found a person that I'll go my second time, but they don't understand. And, you know, you sit there and talk to people and it's like you said, yeah, you know, half the brain was laying on the bridge, the other half with the spinal cord was over by, and they just look at you like, the fuck? Well, let me up you to 20 milligrams of your citalopram.
And, at that time, after the Lane shooting.
So did you talk to somebody, though, professionally?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
So all that happened, and mind you, this is within a year and a half of my grandpa dying. My grandpa was
a great man.
He was everything.
10 foot tall and as strong as they could get.
The man was built like an ox and just as big. And he was the most gentle man at the same time. And my grandpa was a big part in raising me. After he passed, I went over to Tyler's house. I drank an entire bottle of Jägermeister, like one of the big bottles of Jägermeister. And I went to my car, and I pulled my gun out. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it right here in his yard. And Tyler and one of our buddies took my gun from me, took it apart, and they're like, dude, you got to get some fucking help. I was like, fuck you, I'll get help whenever I want to. Went back to drinking. I fucking passed out in the fire pit with the fire still going. Like, I was not good at all. And I had people there who were like, man, we want to help you. And I was like, fuck you.
And that's okay. That's it. I mean,
and it's not that, like, not that I wanted to be an asshole or anything. I was like, you don't know. It doesn't matter if they know. They're willing to be your friend. They're willing to sit there and be like, hey man, we want to help you. We want to give you the resources. At least if you can't talk to us about it, let us find somebody you can talk to. I was like, fuck you, I'll just kill myself when I get home then.
Right.
Like, I wanted somebody to find me, but fuck it.
And what did we do that night?
I don't think I've ever cried that much in my life.
That is sometimes people don't understand.
Tyler and I both sat there.
I got a picture somewhere.
Grown ass men hugging, crying.
But
we were a little intoxicated.
And,
that's the best cries though.
There's this big stigma of men crying and like, oh,
absolutely.
You're weak, you're a pussy. You're weak for not doing it.
Yeah.
Feel your emotions. I don't want...
Justin, I could just give you the biggest hug ever. Yes, you have to sit in it. Even if it's fucking miserable, you have to sit in it.
I don't want to be the person that grows up and I get old and I'm just fucking miserable and angry. I hate being angry more than anything.
Because Bartons have a different anger.
Why waste your time being angry when you can just feel every other emotion? Just be a grown-up. Feel it for a little bit, get over it, and go about your day.
Yep. You don't have to move in, but you can take a little vacation there and then get out.
And that's something throughout public safety that took me a long time to learn. Because it's really easy to just be pissed off. Like, I don't have to be happy. I don't have to be laughing. I can just be pissed off. That's easy.
Well, and
I know how to do that, and I'm good at it. So
and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. When you get that way, you're dealing with other people. Well, guess what? I'm going to pull you over because, your light's not working on this, and I'm going to be a dick to you because I'm in a bad mood. And if I'm going to be miserable, everybody's going to be miserable.
There's a lot of people in public safety that are like that. They had a bad day at home, so everybody else is going to know they had a bad day at home.
Yep.
Why? I'll pull somebody over for having a license plate light out, their tail lights out, whatever. But it's hey man, this light's out.
Yep.
Let me run your stuff, make sure you don't got any warrants, you're not revoked, you're not suspended,
You'll be on your way.
No dope in the car, nothing like that. You're not doing anything illegal. That traffic violation, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I have to enforce that. I have to learn.
Right.
Even if I'm not writing you a ticket, hey, this light's out, got to get it fixed. And whenever it comes to that license plate light's out, I can't read your plate from statute says 50 feet. I got to be able to read it from 50 feet. I can't read that plate, and I stopped you, and now you're revoked. You got warrants, and you got a meth pipe tucked behind your ear, and I'm like, get out of the car. Let's have this conversation here. You're going to jail.
Right.
You done did it. And like, you're going to sit there and scream and cuss at me. Like, I get it. Now you're having a really bad day. Things just got real bad. But is that my fault?
And that's how we have to be as first responders that way too.
Yeah, and
Just
like,
because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean I need to. And that's, I guess, in the EMS perspective, that's where I can't. You're calling me because your toenail ripped on the sofa when you walked by and kicked it.
and you know, I'm
That's
gonna
kind of painful, though.
It is, but it's not a 911 call.
I'm gonna let you feel your feelings. I'm gonna let you say what you
True.
gotta say.
True.
In my mind, and I get it. I'm young. I got a baby face. I haven't shaved in 2 weeks, and I barely got anything going on here.
I got a beard now, just so you
I-
know, in case you didn't
Yep.
notice.
I'm young. People don't really like that. They don't like an authority figure. You know, that's a stretch. I don't know how I'm doing this. It's a miracle. But they don't like being told what to do. And sometimes that's my job. I have to tell you what to do.
And that is just I think that's just an epidemic across the nation, though, honestly.
And
we dealt with it in the fire service.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can be just nice as can be to people, and I will just get motherfucked left and
Yeah.
right. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. People like to punch me in the face. Do I have a punchable face or something? Because
No.
people
I don't
like to
think-
try to fight me.
I don't think you can ask you that because I've had a couple nights where I thought, you know what?
It does kind of look, but you know, people want to fight me. They want to sit there and scream and yell at me. I'm
In,
like,
in general, no. We'll go with that.
thank you. And I gotta tell people, I'm like, look, man, I didn't do this. I'm just the one that happened to show up.
Right.
Justin and I literally ran a call one night in Lake Hanna. You know where that's at.
Yes.
Oh,
First surge.
you guys,
I got
over there.
I got to tell this story. Got to tell. Oh, we love it. We took side by side with the department we were with. Went to the search. This lady was drunk. Nobody could find her. So we go searching for her. We get in like the back depths of Lake Hanna. For those of you who don't know this place, think of like wrong turn ×2 in a lake. We get back in this like real creepy corner. The streetlights quit like 3 miles back that way. It's dark.
It's
There's
just a gravel road up
Yeah.
a hill.
There's like an old creepy wood cabin up at the top, and there's a smokestack. And I thought, well, great, this is probably where she wandered off to. So we head back there. It was me and Justin and another fireman at the time. We get back there, and was it you that knocked on the door, or was it me?
I was gonna sacrifice Tyler. I had every intention of like, I'm gonna send Tyler up to this cabin. I know I can just jump into the driver's seat and take off. He'll figure it out.
It's good to know I didn't know that till now.
There's enough woods around. Tyler wouldn't do it. So I went up and knocked on the door. And I knock on the door and I just step off the porch. And I was like,
It was creepy.
I'll at least give myself those,
Yeah.
6 feet of head start.
Well, I'm fat. I
Yeah,
can't run
and-
very fast.
If he's an axe murderer, he's going to have to run a little bit. If he's got a gun, well, hope he's cross-eyed or something. I don't know. I knock on the door and this guy, he opens the door and I'm like, you wrong turn looking motherfucker. What is going on? I can't understand a word he's saying. You remember the Moonshiner show? The old man, and you just
Popcorn sudden.
you couldn't understand a word he's saying. That's what this guy sounded like. And I'm like, all right, well, you have a good night. And we start walking away. We make it about halfway to the side-by-side, and he's got probably a 50-yard front yard. And he goes, hey, turn around. What? He goes, you guys look over there? And nods his head at the woods, and I was like, we didn't look over there. We sure the fuck ain't gonna do it now. If she's over there, somebody else is gonna have to find her, because I'm not doing it. I'm not dying in Lake Hanna. We got in that side-by-side. I swear Tyler's doing 65 miles an hour down that
As
gravel.
fast as it would go, foot to the floor.
That kid is in the back, in the bed of the side-by-side, holding onto the rails, just screaming.
It
We're like,
was-
dude, you gotta hold on.
It was a 2-seater, so there's 3 of us.
Uh-huh.
So Justin and I are in the driver and passenger seat. We stick this younger fella in the back, and I mean, he is like full dead. I bet his fingerprints are probably still in there.
He's white-knuckled. I know the roll cage on that side-by-side was dented from him squeezing it. I would like to preface, whenever we arrived at this search, I talked to the guy in charge. I'm like, hey,
Old Jeremy Bowles.
this is an insane idea. Is she in her camper? He's like, you think I'm stupid? I didn't check there? He's like, all right, whatever, dude. I'm just asking questions.
They had probably 15 fire departments there.
We searched for 2.5 hours for this lady.
Almost get shot.
And please tell me she was not in the camper.
And they, all units, you can come back to the staging area. I get down there, I'm like, where'd you guys find her? She's in her camper. Whoa, you mother... I almost died.
And the best part was we told them, like, hey, we almost got shot up here. So, like, they figured out they found her. And then, like, you see all of the deputies like, oh, we're going to go take this guy down. And they go fly up there.
They all go flying up there. Security's following them. And they're like 2008 Durango just trying to keep up.
Oh, man.
And don't know what happened. So, for whatever reason, Tyler let me drive back.
Yeah, this night gets worse.
So, we're in the rescue. We're hauling the side-by-side on the trailer. And it's a dual axle trailer, but both axles are right there. And I don't think we made it out like onto 221 from Lake Hanna.
We were maybe a mile
And
out
I
here.
heard thump and just metal dragging. I was like, oh, we lost something. And I'm like, man, this thing's pulling hard to the left. Stop in the middle of the highway, flip all the lights on, get out. I'm like, shit, blew a tire. Call the chief. I was like, hey, who you want to tow this thing? He's like, you? Drive it back. You'll figure it out. Like, all right, yeah, whatever. We make it to the wedge at N and double N.
Right there at that old creepy gas
And,
station.
and Tyler and the other guy's like, Justin, you got to pull over. I was like, why? They're like, that trailer's on fire.
I look in the it was on the driver's side, or
Yeah.
it was on the driver's side. I could see it in the passenger rearview mirror, full, like flames and sparks
There's
shooting
just
up over the
flames and
trailer.
sparks like 25 feet behind us. We jump out. It's a rescue. We got a water can and an extinguisher, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
We
all
jump out. I grab the water can. I spray it off. I was like, call chief. I'm like, look, this motherfucker just caught on fire. I'm not driving this thing any further. He's like, you'll figure it out or you won't. Like, I will leave it on the side of N Highway.
Mind you,
I will let one of these Iron Mountain Lake fools steal this.
Yes.
I do not
Yes.
care.
Mind you, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and I've
Paged
woken him
out
up
at
at 3
midnight.
times at this point. And
Oh my-
he's like, just drive it back. It's not that big a deal. I was like, all right, you finna learn about me today. 30 miles an hour all the way back to the firehouse. We're just, there's still drag marks down U Highway from that thing. And this has been 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I patrol that area all the time, and you can see the divot for me dragging that trailer all the way to Irondale. And I get back to the firehouse. I was like, you know what? I'll pull the trailer into the gravel next to the firehouse, unload everything from it, and leave that trailer right there in the gravel.
No block on it, nothing.
Pull the side by side in the bay, go home.
The wheel, by the time we got back, was flat.
Yeah,
I
it,
can't even imagine.
it was no longer rotating. It was just shaved off at the bottom.
Oh, God.
Replaced it.
Yeah. We got a whole brand new set of tires.
Had
after
to
that.
get new wheel bearings. Had to replace that entire axle. It was just demolished. Great times though. You know?
We did have good times.
3:30 in the morning, just all the way
Waking
home.
up everybody on
Oh,
it.
that's what. Oh, I know they hated us. Everybody. It was so loud. Just as loud as you could get it to go.
Miserable times.
We've gotten way off track.
Yeah.
However, I do want to talk about you becoming a deputy, because after working at 911 and answering the call for Lane, you are now a deputy, Justin. You are now a police officer.
So, funnily enough, after the shooting in Deloge, almost a month to the day, I walk into work and hear a deputy go, 96 Central shots fired. I was like, Jesus,
Oh, my God.
this shit never stops. And so this is in May. Lane died in March.
Mm-hmm.
Deloge shootings in April.
Mm-hmm.
May.
Jesus.
Another officer involved shooting. He's calling out shots fired. And so at the time, the patrol sergeant for St. Francis County, now Lieutenant Tim Harris, I love that man to death. Terrifying. I love him. He was working as a part-time chief of Iron Mountain Lake. He gets on the radio. He's 1901's now 983, which is his St. Francis County DSN. Shots fired. I'm like, all right. The other deputy, Iron Mountain Lake's not known for having radio service very much.
Or upstanding citizens
so
at times.
it's pretty staticky. We can't really hear a lot. We can kind of get out shots. And afterwards, he told us, in his infinite wisdom, he was hiding behind a 50-gallon propane tank.
Oh,
Lord.
boy.
And he couldn't get his radio to get out, so he takes it off his belt, raises it up as high as he can reach, and he keys up on it, and he goes, 96 Central, pop, 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 and just starts throwing rounds back at the guy. We're like, we know what that means. That's gunfire. Next radio transmission, officer down. I was like, oh my God, again. So the guy that they're in this shootout with, they ended up taking him into custody later that night, but he had a shotgun, and he shot out of his camper, and one of the pellets like ricocheted and caught Tim Harris right in the forehead.
Oh, wow.
And he fell down, and the other deputy's like, oh, well, Sarge is dead.
What?
And return fire. And that deputy's story, he says, I look over, I see him fall, and I'm like, oh shit, Sarge is dead. And then he, like a fucking zombie, just stood back up, reloaded, and started shooting again. I was like, what in the fuck? Tim got shot in the head, and he stood up and kept shooting. Like, the next radio transmission was Tim. And I'm like, he just said he got shot in the head. What's he doing talking? It was a graze wound, but this nonetheless,
Yeah.
he did get shot.
Yeah.
So, a couple months after that, I got punished for being good at my job and got put on the other shift. I did not want to go to that shift. You know, my original shift, that's my family. I go to the other shift. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. And Tim and Ryan Sherfus are like, you should come work at the jail. Like, nah, I could never do that. And I want to go to the police academy. I want to be a cop. Nah, I couldn't do that. And I was doing ride-alongs with Ryan all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And finally I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I applied for the jail in January of 23. I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Who knows? And then come April, they called me and they're like, hey, when can you start? I was like, I'll start right now. They're like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm working. But I could be there in 15. I'm in Park Hills. I can make it to Farmington like that. They're like, well, you can put in your 2 weeks notice. I was like, I'll put in a 2-day notice. Like, I quit today. I put in my 2 weeks notice. Go work at the sheriff's department in the jail. I will tell you, whenever I started at the jail, I thought I was hot shit.
Oh, you don't have to tell me about
See,
it.
I think that would be fun to work at the jail.
The jail was some of the most fun I've ever had, but at the same time, like, so my first real fight in the jail, Park Hills arrests this lady, disorderly conduct, public intox. She's 5'1", 110 pounds, beat the living fuck out of me.
Oh, God.
It didn't matter what I did. You know, I'm trying to get her in cuffs, and she's kicking, and she's punching and scratching and biting. I'm like, God, she don't quit. And I tell the Park Hills officer, I was like, dude, tase her. He's like, can I do that in here? I was like, fucking tase her. She's gonna kill me. Tase her. He finally tases her. We get her in cuffs. I was like, I ain't shit, actually. I just got beat up by a 5th grader. So, need to work on that. Started going to the gym. Finally got in the police academy. After a year of working in the jail, I go to the police academy. The most fun that I'll never do again. Love the police academy. Hate it.
Yes.
Now,
Did you go with Brett Barton?
no.
Was Brett in your class?
So my class was like 45% St. Francis County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
45% St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Office. And then like a few random people. So there was, my class was 14 people. We started with 14, ended with 14.
That's
that was
good.
like
Yeah.
a rarity at the police academy. Somebody always drops. So I'm obviously not very good at math. I went to West County.
I was wondering if you were going to say that other 10% because I was
So-
adding it up in my head.
So
We had teachers that listen to this, just so you know.
Well, my math is,
Well.
I have girl math, so.
sorry guys, I tried. You tried too, but you know the song Mama tried. So 4 of us from St. Francis. Yeah, 4. I think, like I said. 4 of us from St. Francis, 4 from St. Gen, and then like a random conglomeration for the others. we were going through the police academy. All of us at St. Francis County were going through the police academy and working night shift together. So I'm with these guys from 4:30 every evening until 7 o'clock in the morning. Became some of my best friends, and also, if I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and them, and 2 bullets, I would have shot them twice.
Wow.
Hated them, loved them.
Squirrel.
We studied together, like we did everything together. PT, defensive tactics. One of my best friends through the academy and still to this day, Troy Harris. He works at St. Genevieve City. We're doing defensive tactics. He's got me in a rear naked choke and just choking the living shit out of me. Like I was seeing stars 40 seconds ago. And I'm just like reaching back, grasping for something. I grabbed him by the windpipe and just started squeezing. I was like, you're going to let go or we're both going to die. I am willing to go right now as long as you are too.
And if you know Troy Harris, because he came and joined the department we were on for a while, it's like Dumb and Dumber with those two.
And Troy, God love him, he ain't got a brain cell to split. But that is the biggest motherfucker.
He's a big boy.
He's like 6'4", 260, and I don't think there's any fat on him.
He's a big boy.
It's not like he works out. Like he was just, and like, what am I going to do? He's just choking the life out of me. And I'm like, I guess we're both dying. Whatever. We're going out together. And we go through the police academy, graduate. I was still working full-time at the sheriff's department in the jail. There wasn't a patrol spot open yet. Worked at Leadwood Police Department for like...
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, Lord.
Old 709 right here for 3 months.
Oh.
Yeah. So I worked at Leadwood Police Department. I don't know how, luck of the draw, whatever. I did not get dispatched to a single call the entire time I worked at Leadwood. Nothing but traffic stops. That's all I did.
I know. When you said Leadwood, I was thinking Leadwood Highway Patrol.
Yeah, the one where they patrol all that section.
Just sitting on 8 running radar. Man, I
hated you.
You want to talk about a ticket jockey? You got pulled over. You're getting one. You're getting a ticket.
If I have to get out of the car, you're getting a ticket.
It's just that rookie blue flame of like,
yeah,
you're getting 56 and a 55. Press hard 5 copies. And I'll be honest, I still like to write tickets, but I'm a little more leeway now.
Now, just remember, we invited you here. You see us out and about. Just remember.
I don't do favors for nobody.
I was going to say, usually I'm guilty, so I won't even try to.
Sure.
So,
the hours of 6 from 5:15 to 6 o'clock. Don't look for me on 67.
Well, I don't come on duty till 6, so you're good. You better be home by 6.
Perfect. I'm home by 3, but we're good.
February, interview for a patrol position. Most nerve-wracking interview of my life. Sheriff, patrol lieutenant, captain.
Ooh, that does sound intimidating. I don't even know these people.
We're talking old Sheriff Dan Bullock stuff, right?
No, so this is
Kreitz?
Sheriff Kreitz.
Okay.
Captain Ryan, Lieutenant Harris, Sergeant Rimshart.
Ooh, that is so intimidating.
And Corporal Shoemate.
Oh boy.
And I am not. So I got on my button-up shirt, my dress slacks, my nice shoes. About halfway through the interview, they're like, "Hey, you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "Your white shirt, I can see the sweat marks." I was like, "No, yeah, I'm sweating like crazy." It's February. It's not even hot in that room. A gigantic room. It's cold in there, and I'm dripping. And probably a week later, I'm laying in bed. I am asleep like hard. I feel my phone vibrate next to me. I'm like, whatever. Not answering that. Goes off again. I was like, oh, God, who is calling me? I look over. I was like, Farmington number. Hello. Hey, this is Sheriff Kreitz. I was like, oh. Hey, Sheriff, what's going on? He's like, I'd just like to welcome you to the patrol division. You'll be starting with Sergeant Rimshart Friday. And I was like, it's Wednesday. What do you mean? He's like, yeah, you're going to patrol Friday. May work 6. Like, all right, yeah. Went to the road, did my FTO process, and I kind of made the FTO process hard.
No.
'Cause most people that come into being cops, they don't know the roads. They don't know how to talk on the radio. They don't know how to use MDT. They don't know how to use.
But you know all.
They don't know how to use mules. There was times I was telling my FTO where to go.
Yeah.
I was showing her stuff on the MDT. She'd been a cop for years. So really, it was like working in the jail is great because you learn how to talk to people. Learn how to talk to people in that situation of, you know, being at a low point. Going out to patrol, totally different. Like I
I bet. Yeah.
it was helpful in a sense, but I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. Like, okay, that's illegal. I know that. You can't do that. Now what?
Yeah.
And
Who do I call?
Oh, it's me. I'm the one that's in charge.
my first arrest, you'll never guess, was in Iron Mountain Lake.
No.
That I arrested this girl. I mean, it was like a week after her 18th birthday, maybe.
Damn.
And we get back to the office, and I'm typing up my report. My FTO's like, "So, you have any questions?" I was like, "I have so many questions." She's like, "Okay, go." And I was like, "What in the fuck just happened?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I just arrested somebody." She's like, "You've arrested people at Leadwood?" I was like, "Yeah." For warrants, for petty stuff. You know, my first ever arrest, sitting in the car wash in Leadwood, if you believe it.
No.
It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and this kid leaves Roy's, pulls up to the stop sign, rips the fattest burnout.
Yeah.
And I'm not hiding at all.
Wasn't Brandon Hall, wasn't?
Oh, God, no. Yeah, I probably would have had to fight him. Big Goliath bastard would have beat my ass, too. No, this kid just rips a fat burnout, chase him down, stop him. I'm like, "Hey, man, you know why I stopped you?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Really?" That usually works. People are like, "Yeah, I was speeding. I rolled through the stop sign." He's like, "No." I was like, "Dude, you did a burnout right in front of me." Like, "Oh, guess I did." I was like, "All right, man, you know, let me get your ID." He's like, "Don't have one." I was like, "Oh, you lose it?" He's like, "No,
I just don't have one.
I'm suspended." He's like, oh boy. All right. He ended up having warrants and no insurance and had his pregnant baby mama in the passenger seat. Whole disaster. But that first arrest at county, I was like, I'm a real cop now. And I don't know what the fuck to do.
It's like that song in the commercial, "I'm a big kid now."
Right? That's how I felt. And I was like, this is a disaster. So,
Well, see, and I felt the same way when I was 17 or 18 when I took command of my first structure fire, and it was me and Corey Davis and another guy.
oh, that's
yeah.
You ain't even got a name anymore.
Yeah.
That's a fucking crew.
It's like 8 o'clock on a Monday morning. There's no adults around, so we pull up. The only thing I could drive was our tanker. We pull up this dead end road. House is just flames to roof. And I'm like, oh no.
Now what?
You get there and you're like, shit, what's the number to the fire department? Oh shit, we are the fire department.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying there. But
Well, even me being the adult, I'm still like, oh my God, I have to make a decision.
yeah,
This is me.
yeah.
You know, I came off field training and just gung-ho as they come. I still am. I will go do anything. I'm stopping cars. I don't know why. People will not run from me in their car. They run on foot.
Oh, noted.
And so my very first foot pursuit,
I'm too fat and old for the foot pursuit, but I'll outrun you if you want to.
I'm going north on 67, and there's this car broke down on the southbound side. We're just north of Bonterre, like past that shed dealership there. And
I would love to ride with you one night. You have no idea.
I'm hitting the emergency turnaround, and I see this guy pushing a scooter down the hill, like coming from Berry Road down onto 67. I was
Oh,
like,
good Lord.
that's odd. And I pull over on the shoulder, and I flip my lights on, and the guy, he looks up at me, and he's got that deer in headlights. I was like, he looks scared. And I put my car in park, and he goes to start the scooter, but like he put both feet on the scooter before he got moving. So he just fell over on the side. I was like, oh, he's trying to run from me. I should do something about that. So I jump out of my car real quick, and I I go to take off for him, and he's already back on his feet running up the hill. So I call it out. Central foot pursuit. I hit the edge of the road in the grass, biffed it. Fell immediately. I was like, son of a bitch. That's embarrassing. The sun's still up and I'm falling. I stand up, I take 2 steps, and I fall again. I was like, oh, I'm never going to fucking catch this guy. I chased him for probably 100 yards. And the entire time, I got my taser out. I was like, I'm going to tase the shit out of this guy. I'm going to get him. He's just out of range of my taser the entire time. Like, I got a 25-foot range, and I swear he's 27 feet from me. And turns out I'm not in good shape. Crackheads are.
No matter how big or little they are.
That dude, I'd probably say he's 55, 60. He's hoofing it, running towards Bonterre. And I was like, got your scooter, bitch. Turn around with that.
It's right at the back of your SUV.
So I go back, and K9 deputy gets there. He's like, come on, we're running this track. I was like, all right. First time running a track with anybody. We ran from about a mile north of Bonterre to the mushroom factory, like weaving in through the woods and the marshes and through all these properties. We got to the mushroom factory. I was like, I need to ride back. And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, I need oxygen. And there's not enough of it. And my second foot pursuit on M Highway right there by the elementary school.
Our stomping grounds.
Kid's riding a bike, all black, no lights, middle of the highway. Stop him. He stops, gets off his bike, and he's talking to me. Tells me his name. Liar. That was not his name. Get in my car, and I'm running his name. I look down at my notepad as I'm typing. I look back up. I was like, where'd he fucking go? And I see the bike like going through the field. I was like, shit.
Not again.
Get out of my car and take off running. I'm like within grabbing range of this kid. He's slow. And he looks back. He's like, ooh. And he stands up, starts pedaling. I'm like, oh, shit. Not catching this one either. Jumps off his bike, jumps the fence, takes off through the woods, through Jordantown. I'm like, we tried chasing him, called the drone. He's a ninja, whatever. But I tell people this, and I feel like it sounds bad, but I don't care. It's the truth. I do like helping people. But the adrenaline, that's what
Keeps you going.
That's what feeds you.
draws me.
That's what I miss about it.
I love going to help people and doing all this stuff and making people, giving people a voice. But chasing crackheads is fun as shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like it.
Well, and so this is going to, this would be a good fire question.
Yeah.
So being that you had Lane and you know all these guys in law enforcement, first of all, crazy that you chose that.
Kudos to you, bro.
Right.
Do you have any, like, I don't like to say that they're weird things because, like, I have certain things that, I have certain socks I wear. Do you do anything? Do you honor Lane? Do you have any rituals before you start a shift?
So as weird as this is, the night that Lane got shot, the night of the Delos shooting, the night of the Iron Mountain Lake shooting, for whatever reason, all 3 days I had on the same pair of underwear and the same pair of socks. I had on American flag underwear and American flag socks. That combo does not exist anymore.
Okay.
Please tell me you burned them.
No, dude, I'm not wasting good underwear and good socks. I just wear them on different days. You don't match American flag underwear.
Do you ever, like when you get a call, they, go to dispatch you, do you ever get just a sick pit in your gut feeling?
I do. We had a call recently. It came out as a suicide attempt. It was a guy he was holding a knife to his neck, and I'm not really sure how much I can say on this, but on the way, Bonterre calls in. They're like, I've got him at gunpoint. Got the knife to his neck. I was like, of course. This is like right outside Bonterre. It's one of those, like, the road starts in Bonterre city limits, but all the houses are county. And get there. We're trying to talk to this guy. You know, I went through CIT.
Good. I'm glad to hear you did that.
I have a way of talking to people sometimes, and I don't know why. I'll be the first to say I'm an idiot.
No, you are not.
Lockie, you're being very kind.
I am, but no.
You know you're not.
No, you're not. Wink, wink. No.
Dumbass.
Sometimes people I just talk, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. Kid knows what's up. This guy, it didn't matter what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was, I'm in fucking Bonterre.
Yep.
I got a guy that's armed. Obviously, he's armed with a knife. He doesn't have a gun, but I was like, I literally have had so many like wake up screaming nightmares about something that happened in Bonterre, and here I am doing the same job.
In
like,
Bonterre.
I'm in Bonterre dealing with this. And that call, once again, thank God for my girlfriend. Jenna is a saint. I don't know how she deals with me. She does. We got the guy. He dropped the knife. He had a screwdriver too. He dropped that. We cuff him, take him to the ambulance. The ambulance asked me to escort him to the hospital. I was like, yeah. I got in the car and I called her, FaceTime her. I was like, I don't have any words.
Just look at me.
I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
Right.
Like, I almost had to shoot this guy. Like, I've never been through you know, I've drawn my gun and all that stuff, but like, I have a way of talking to people, and while I'm talking to this guy, no thoughts in my head.
No, it is weird, isn't it?
It was just like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, make sure you don't hit that house behind him. There could be kids in there. Like, I'm trying to talk this guy down. Lucky, you know, you get suicidal subject calls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to them and they're like, well, yeah, I want to kill myself. Okay, what's your plan? I don't have one.
Right.
Well, when were you going to do it? I don't know. This guy, he had a plan. He knew how he was going to do it. He knew when he was going to do it. He knew why he was going to do it. It was just
doing it.
He hadn't done it yet. And I froze up. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I froze.
But Justin,
I
did
still,
you freeze up? Because this is where, and I tried, I know Tyler and I've talked, and I don't like to go super religious on stuff, but the job we do is God's work here on earth. You froze up for a reason. You were there for that person. You were the person that he needed at that time. Because I love my officers. I love them. But I'm going to tell you, about 98% of the time, they escalate things before I get there. And I'm like you are. I can literally talk. I've had a couple I couldn't. But usually it's, why don't y'all step out? Let's go to the ambulance. You know, I'm not the police, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a reason why you did that. There was a reason why things happened that way.
And you know, that guy, from the time I got out of my car until the time I stepped out of the ambulance to go escort them, he was motherfucking me and just giving me the business. And I was like, I'm trying, bro. And we get to the hospital and it's the same thing. On the way down to the jail, Tyler knows I'm an avid enjoyer of violent death metal. Love me some death metal.
We've listened to it pretty heavily on our way to calls.
Turn my music up. I look in the rearview mirror and he's back there singing it. Initially, I just saw him mouthing and I was like, he's running his mouth, whatever. Turn the radio down a little bit and he's singing it. And like, I was like, hey man, you know this song? He's like, I know this song. He's like, you know this? He's like, you know Kublai Khan? I was like, that's the next song. He's like, he just keeps asking me these bands. I was like, dude, that's all the bands that are on this playlist.
Did we just become best friends?
He's like, you ever heard of Slaughter to Prevail? I was like, yeah, I saw them in concert, bro. By the time we got to the jail, he's like, you're pretty cool. I was like, I've been trying to tell you that. He's been trying. And there's such weird connections that you make with people.
Yep.
Like, I have never met anybody that's like, yeah, I want to listen to Paleface Swiss with you. Like, I turn
While
that
you
stuff,
have me in handcuffs in the back of the,
Yeah.
you're getting ready to book me for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
I play that stuff with Jenna in the car, and she's like, turn this shit off.
Yeah.
This sounds like my ears are going to bleed. And I'm like, no, this brings me peace.
One bad thing about him and the new pumper we got at the firehouse
Oh, man, that had the Bluetooth radio.
on his side. So if I
Uh-huh.
was driving, I couldn't turn it down. So it was heavy metal to wherever we were going and wherever we come back from. I'm trying to listen to the radio. He's just over there just dancing and having a good time. Oh, those.
Well, so how do you work through that kind of stuff when you on the way to the call? Are you running scenarios through your head? Are you?
I do. I run a lot of scenarios through my head. St. Francis County is pretty rural. We do have 6 deputies on at a time, but
Yeah, but I don't think people understand. You might,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming it's
Sometimes
still this way. You go from Goose Creek to
oh yeah, I'll go from Goose Creek to Lake Hanna to
Right.
Timberline and just back and forth. And sometimes it's still 10, 15 minutes before you got help, and
Gets a little hairy.
time to be a big boy and deal with it. Either figure it out or, they're going to hand somebody a flag. So figure it out. At the end of I'm going home. I'm going home to my girlfriend and her kids. Don't care.
That's the main goal,
And
man.
I'm going home.
That's what I've always said, and because I think sometimes we get criticized. Oh, well, the scene wasn't safe, really. No, I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home. That's all there is to it. My guys on my squad at the sheriff's department, even if I don't call for backup, they're still showing up.
That's what I loved about.
I can be in the middle of nowhere and just call out a traffic stop for
Mhm.
it. Be the most basic violation. I'm just conduct a traffic stop, and I turn around to walk back to my car, and there's 2 more patrol cars parked behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's up, guys?
And that's
guys
what
come
I
from?
loved about, on the ambulance and the dispatchers. I didn't even have to ask.
Yeah.
I would show up and there would be 3 or 4. I mean, I'll never forget transporting a psych patient from, I think it was probably Bellevue Valley Nursing Home.
Oh, no.
And I know, 23144, Highway 32.
Yeah.
And I called ahead, and I mean, I don't get freaked out usually,
Yeah.
but he was freaking me out. And I called ahead and I said, can you go ahead and have an officer meet us there? And I opened up the back. Well, I didn't open up the back of the doors. 2 city police officers, highway patrolman,
Yep.
and a deputy did. And I thought, these guys have my back
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They knew. And I think, and I mean, I can't imagine. I don't think I could have listened to the tape that night of Lane or the Deloge, because I know you knew those voices.
Yeah.
Because I had, people, and you may have been working even on some of the times we could tell in the tone of your voice
Yeah.
that things were different. And, I don't know. I think about you doing that job, and I can't imagine, like I said, you getting a call and then and you've listened to it.
Mhm.
So how are you handling things now? Because we're how many years out now from, because that was St. Patrick's Day was Lane's.
Yeah. It was March 17th of 23.
So how are you now? You mentioned that you
Sorry.
wake up with,
So the nightmares have really subsided.
Good.
I really keep turning back to it. I rely a lot on Jenna for that stuff.
I'm glad that you have somebody that's,
It's easy also having somebody in public safety.
Mhm.
She's been in for 6.5, 7 years now, in EMS. So it's really easy for me I can just talk to her, and she might not fully understand the law enforcement side of it,
Right.
but she understands from a public safety aspect. And a lot of times, like, I don't even need her to say anything, just her presence and let me get all my stuff out. And she's like, "Are you good?" Like, "Yep, good."
and
now.
it's
Let's go."
so hard. We've talked about this. It's hard to associate with other people outside of this
Mhm.
service.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I know as a teacher, it was kind of the same way for me. It was kind of hard to be around other people because, you are up on a pedestal, a different
Yeah.
person. But in EMS and first responders, it is so hard because you do start sitting and talking about stuff and people look at you like, what the fuck did
Yeah.
she just say? You know,
One of my first times realizing that, I made a very inappropriate joke about blue eyes. I'm sure you know the joke.
I do.
And the looks I got, I was like,
Yep.
that was a hit at the firehouse. Why are you not laughing?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'm kind of fucked up in the head, actually.
And we have to be to
that
do
could
this
be.
job, honestly.
Throughout this entire time, you'll see, like, I've sat here and laughed, and it's not me being a dick because I don't find any of this funny, but if I don't laugh, I'm going to bawl.
Yeah.
And I promise you'd rather hear me laugh than bawl my eyes out.
We spent a lot of evenings crying together. So,
That
I
we
mean,
did.
So you are better at showing your emotions now, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yes. So I still struggle sometimes. I hold it in for a little bit. I used to be very bad about I'll hold it in and hold it in.
Bottle it up.
And I think, once again, I blame all my bad behaviors on a Barton.
And,
But we do that.
yes.
For sure.
And the thing with that bottle is there's only so much room before you hit that lid, and that lid can only hold so much pressure before it explodes. I don't want to be that guy that explodes.
So do you recognize it?
I have gotten so much better about it now. My thing is I want to be a good role model for the kids. And I don't want them to think of me as someone who explodes. Whenever
That's good.
Whenever I can just sit there and be like, look, I'm upset. Let's talk about why I'm upset, how we can do better to not feel that way in the future. Or like, even just, they're kids. They're going to do shit to get in trouble, and they're very intelligent kids, but they're kids. Sometimes they do dumb shit.
Well, and
I still do dumb shit.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things I've learned in all of this. When we do digress to that 10-year-old child or 12-year-old child, those behaviors were at some point in our childhood.
Yeah, and I find myself being like, hey man, why are you feeling like that? What's making you feel this way? Why are you acting this way? Instead of, I love my parents, but they were ripping the belt off, throwing shit, the wooden spoon, the extension cord, shit that nowadays you fuck go to jail for.
Well, and you didn't talk about being sad. God forbid you say you were depressed or might want to kill yourself, because, that was, I can remember as a kid, I was in probably 6th or 7th grade, and my grandmother had a nervous breakdown, and she was hospitalized.
Yeah.
And I went to school, and I said, yeah, we went up to visit my grandma. She was at the psych ward. Oh my God, they called my mom.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
said,
nuts.
Lockie's talking about this at school. Okay.
Taboo.
Well, I mean, okay. I didn't understand what was wrong.
It was taboo, and I don't mean to down him, but I love my dad to death, but growing up, my dad was mental health. It's in your head. No shit, it's in my head.
Well,
And I can't get
Yes.
it out of there. That's the issue. And my dad has came to that realization, and he's taking care of his own mental health now, and he's talking to people. He's on the medication, and I probably should be medicated, but I'm not. But I found healthy outlets. I bet I've actually drank alcohol probably 3 times in the past 6-8 months.
Oh.
I went to a wedding and I drank 3 drinks out of a beer. I was like, whatever. Just the other night, I had 3 mixed drinks, and I was like, man, I am fucked up.
That used
That used to be a warm up. That wasn't the pregame. That was a pregame to the pregame.
That was us going to Walmart to get the shit to drink that night.
Yeah.
Well, and I know whenever mine started, and poor Douglas had to one night, that's just how I dealt with stuff. And I would go in with a friend. I sometimes could judge, this is going to be a fun drunk Lockie, or this is going to be, oh my God.
There's going to be some tears. And
there was one night, poor Doug, he had to drive. I mean, because I was in that whatever phase that is of, it was my fault. I followed the algorithm. It didn't work. I said this and I didn't get to finish that. I mean, it is. So I don't know. I am very proud of you, because I know I made contact with you and Erica both.
Yeah.
After Elaine passed away, and I was still navigating. I know I didn't do it the right way, but I was still navigating things myself. But, I'm very proud of you for what you're doing. I'm very proud of the fact that you are sharing this, because this is something that's tough to talk about.
And
I know we're trying to wind this up.
A year ago, I wouldn't have gotten his name out without squalling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that I've been able to kind of process better.
Well, man, I'm definitely proud of you, and I can say that because me and you have walked through damn near hell together and back.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. You're like a brother to me. You always have been. You always will be. I enjoyed our days of doing what we did. I'm proud of you. I'm beyond glad to see that you're a cop now.
I appreciate it, guys.
Remember seeing you go through everything, and you're doing a hell of a job. You're being a good dad, and I'm very proud of you. And I'm very glad you came to join us today. How about we do a rapid fire round and we'll wrap this thing up? Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to kick it off, come up with the first thing that comes out of your mouth, and we'll go with that.
All right.
All right. So coffee or energy drink before we're patrol?
Both at the same time.
Oh, good Lord. Go-to patrol car snack for a busy night?
Man, all-dressed chips.
What is it?
The all-dressed chips, I can only ever find them at like Roy's or Mike's Market.
I've never even heard
They're
of
like
those.
$2 a bag. They're just every flavor.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
Okay.
Country rock or podcast when you're cruising the county roads and your police cruiser there?
Violent death metal.
Oh, there we go. If you weren't in law enforcement, what career would you try?
I mean, all I've ever done is public safety. I don't know. I really don't know.
Now this one,
You need to find something, though.
I play video games. I love playing video games.
I need to do that sometime.
Landscaping. I love mowing grass. Oh my gosh. Lawnmower simulator.
Oh, good game.
Yeah.
Funniest, and this you're gonna get. You have a wide variety on this one. Funniest or strangest thing you've heard over the radio?
God rest his soul. Gomer.
We were just talking about
We
it.
were.
Yeah.
Gomer went to put 63 in service.
The 35, 63 Washco.
He got 3563 Washco in, out, perfect.
He must have been mad.
He got to that service. He started tripping up, and he started whistling.
Oh boy.
And man, I couldn't answer him. I was laughing too hard, and I called him. I was like, Gomer, what was that? He's like, oh. I was like, yeah. And then he just hung up. I was like,
God rest your soul, Gomer. You were a hell of a gentleman. Dog or cat person?
cat.
Really?
Oh,
I would have
bro.
never thought that.
I got,
Me neither.
got 3 cats. Oh,
What are their names?
Juno, Negan from The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
and Lucille. But our youngest, she cannot pronounce Lucille. And we tried to tell her, okay, you can call her Lucy. Her name is Goosey.
That's all right.
Call her Goosey now. Sometimes I forget her name is Lucille, and I'm like, okay.
Favorite piece of patrol gear at the start of shift? What's your go-to? It used to be the Halligan deal.
You know, I kind of got a bare bones patrol car, honestly. I don't have a radar. But I can tell you what, I don't like talking on the radio. I did that a lot. My MDT, I do everything.
That's quiet.
I go on scene, in service. That's all on the radio.
Patrol car or fire truck? Which still gives you that adrenaline rush?
Patrol car.
Oh wow.
Man, don't get me wrong, I love a fire truck. I ain't never been in a fire truck doing 120 miles an hour.
Well, I don't know about that.
It's probably been a little close, but
Hidden talent most people don't know about you.
I am a chef.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Oh
See,
yeah,
that
I
fucking
can cook.
He used to make me dinner all the time when I lived on my own. It was great. Then I got Maria, kicked him to the curb.
She can cook though, so it's worth it.
That she can. First thing you do when you get home after a long shift.
Dude, that vest is coming off so fast. I understand whenever women are like, oh, I gotta take my bra off. I gotta take that vest off.
Oh, man.
I don't even have my boots off yet. I'm undoing my sleeves, peeling my shirt back, popping that vest off first thing.
I can only imagine how heavy that damn thing is.
Oh man, it is constricting.
One word that sums up your law enforcement family to you.
I got to give a phrase.
Go ahead.
They are the smartest idiots I've ever met.
That's a good one.
The most intelligent people ever.
Mm-hmm.
On calls, on traffic stops, like, they know it. We get into the office.
They're dumb.
There ain't a brain cell to split between the 6 of us.
That's funny. So we're going to wrap this up. Appreciate you being here with us today. What message would you like to leave for the men and women working in public safety right now?
2 things. Find somebody to talk to. It does not have to be a therapist. Find somebody you trust, a friend, a coworker, anybody that you can trust to just get things off your shoulders. As bad as it sounds, they're not going to remember it in a week. You're going to remember it for a lifetime. Get some of that weight off of you. The second thing, put the bottle down. There is a social drink, having a few social drinks, that's fine. First responders are so reliant on alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like, oh, this is going to make me forget. I'm going to get pissed drunk and I'm going to forget about this. No, you're going to forget about it for now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come back tenfold when you wake up in the morning, because now you got a headache and you got to pee, and you're going to throw up, and you're depressed.
Never goes away.
You have that person to talk to, get some of that off your chest, get some actual sleep. Alcohol doesn't help you sleep. You might be asleep, but you're not resting.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain's not recovering like it needs to.
Yeah.
And you need that to heal from this stuff.
But listen to your body.
Yeah.
Just listen to your body.
What do you hope civilians take away from this if they're listening?
Same thing. As a patrol deputy, going through the academy, DWI portion of school, hated it. It's like, I am never going to book and ride a DWI. Ever. No. I'll be riding DWIs. Put the bottle down, people.
That's a good one.
Alcohol is fun. You know,
Mhm.
socially, you can have fun drinking. You can have fun without it too.
We've done that.
And people are so reliant on alcohol. And
I don't think.
what do you really truly gather from? Like, what do you gain from?
Well, and I don't think they realize the ripple effect
That it
That-
causes.
that alcohol, causes.
And finally, what does the word valor mean to you?
And I don't even know what it means in the dictionary. It's just
That's a new one.
it's just the fact that you're willing to put yourself out and experience these things for the sake of everyone else. It's a cornball thing, but the so others may live. Just that in a sense, and to give everybody a voice. EMS, fire, whatever, still, you can be somebody's advocate. And that's what a lot of people need. They don't
They
need
sure do.
They don't need you to hold their hand and walk them through every step in life. They just need somebody to advocate for them. Be like, look, I know you can do this. Here's the resources to do so. Get it done.
Couldn't have said that any better, man. I want to start something new. I want you to pick one person that you know that's in the public service industry to come and sit and do what you're doing right now with us,
Oh man.
to sign up for Voices of Valor.
I think that's wonderful.
One person.
Oh my.
Challenge them. We got the Ice Bucket Challenge going back in 2014. I know we can do this.
A longtime dispatcher used to be my supervisor at Walshco.
Mr. Doug Graham.
Oh no.
No?
Camille Brixey.
Oh, I didn't even think about her. Yeah. That'd be a good one.
That woman has been through it, and a lot of struggles, and she's pushed through them.
Yeah. Well, make sure you send this to her. Make sure she listens to this episode so you or she knows that you challenged her. I'd like to see her sign up.
I'll be sure to get a hold of Scott too and get him to push it on her.
Perfect. That works great. Well, folks, this wraps up the last episode of Season 1 of the Midwest Mayhem podcast. We started this thing back in June. I started it as a joke. It turned out to be a whole lot more, and I'm glad we got to be where we are now. As we wrap this thing up, it's the final chapter of this one.
Well, and of course, I gotta interrupt you, but
Go ahead, pal.
Justin, and I'm going to do my best. Thank you for coming in and sharing this. And because this is like my therapy. I have to pay $75 on Monday to go and talk to a paid professional, but this makes me heal. This gives me a purpose. And I think sometimes we forget our purpose. And you being here, Tommy, Tommy was unbelievable. My daughter, Brandon, Randazzo, everybody. This has been so eye-opening for me. And I hope that we save one person, or we give somebody that you can just talk to somebody.
If we can help one,
yes,
then a job well done.
And you are added to our resources.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting all snotty and icky, but you now to me are a resource. And don't change what you're doing, kiddo.
I appreciate you guys a lot, and thank you for having me and letting me sit here and ramble. And
you're welcome, buddy. Anytime. You're welcome to come back anytime you want. You know that. If Justin's story or any story from this season, the Voices of Valor series, when we started this, we kind of went out on a limb. We didn't really know what we were doing or how we were going to do it. Right. But I feel like it's finally filling itself in. We're booked out until February as of right now. We were invited to a mental health event. They released that information today. Leadwood Fire Protection District is hosting a mental health event at the West County Middle School on March 28th. It's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure you come visit us. We will be on location doing all kinds of fun stuff with those guys and helping with all the resources that we possibly can. But if Justin's story or any of our other friends that have joined us have touched you in any way and you'd like to tell your story, please come do it. Go to our website at www.midwestmayhempodcast.com. Hit up Voices of Valor, and the sign-up form is on there. Fill it out. Give us your information. We'll get in contact with you and get you scheduled. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podcastle, again on our website. And we are now on iHeartRadio. Yes. I got that done last night. I'm pretty excited. We're getting up there. We're fancy now.
Well, and Tyler, you did this, kiddo, once again, and you have no idea what you've started, and I appreciate you inviting me to be your person here to do this. I definitely don't do all the fancy stuff that you do, but I am very proud of you. There aren't enough words for me to express how happy I am that this is out there, and with the holidays, people are going to be struggling extra, and we've got a plethora of resources. Just reach out to us.
Absolutely. We got plenty of resources. We've got Facebook, TikTok. Follow us on there. Keep up with us. Season 2 resumes on January 9th, 2026 with another dispatcher that you used to work with. We have not revealed who that is. We'll get to that here soon. So
you can tell me after we're done.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook. We will be posting that closer to the end of the year. But other than that pretty well wraps up our season of Midwest Mayhem, and that's it. We won't be back till season 2. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Don't drink and drive.
Or I will take you to jail.
Justin will take you to jail. He's pretty mean about it. Have a happy new year. Again, don't drink, drive. Make sure you focus and check in on your first responder friends. They're very important to all of us.
Check in on all your friends, family. It's hard this time of year, man. Money's tight, and you miss the loved ones you've lost. Just check in on everybody. It don't take nothing but a minute. Hey man, how you doing?
Absolutely.
Loneliness is at epidemic right now, I do believe.
Well, Lucky, I appreciate your kind words, and I appreciate you sitting here and coming to my house every weekend we decide to do this and sticking by me and helping me get through this, because I was kind of nervous when I started it, and you are a great co-host. So thank you so much for doing this with us. Justin, thanks again for being here, buddy. I love you, and I'm proud to have you here. And you guys are something.
Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, stay safe, and we will see you in 2026.
Thank you for listening to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast. This is where small towns have loud stories and where first responders share their voices, their truth, and their courage. If you've got a story you want to tell or you want to be part of our Voices of Valor series, head over to MidwestMayhemPodcast.com and click the Voices of Valor tab to sign up. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and of course, right on our website. Season 2 kicks off January 9th, 2026, and we truly can't say thank you enough for all of you listening and supporting our mission. Until next time, take care of yourself, look out for one another, and remember, here at Midwest Mayhem, we turn courage into conversation,